You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, I have got your early weekly spoilers from Monday, August 12th through Friday, August 16th. We are going to have Sarah Horton struck by tragedy and an Abigail Deveraux DNA dilemma. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and as we always do with the early editions, we run through real quick what's happening the rest of this week, just to give you the context for the spoilers for next week. But first, if you're not following us, please smash that subscribe button. Now let's dive into the action coming on Wednesday, August 7th. Abe and Kate have a job offer for Leo Stark. It's got to be as the writer for Body and Soul, right? Because he's a writer, and I would think that they're not going to hire him to be an actor, but he'd be cute as a bug if he was. We'll see how that goes. Sarah and Xander get a wedding redo. They say their vows, they say their I do's. They are man and wife. I just wonder if Xander's mom, Fiona Cook, is going to sober up enough to make it to the ceremony, because the night before she and Brady got drunk again, and this time he took her to Pound Town, and it's just so icky. I cannot wait until Xander finds out that Brady did the deed with his mom. That will be worth the price of admission. Meanwhile, Hattie Adams and Bonnie Kiriakis spend some quality time together at the pub. Whenever these two get together, trouble follows. Maybe they can keep it under control. They are at Brady Pub doing selfies, talking about Hattie's exciting new role on Body and Soul. And of course, I'm wondering if Bonnie is going to try and score an audition. I think that would be great. Thursday, August 8th, Sophia keeps on tormenting Holly Jonas, and Holly has had just about enough of this. You know, she has her mom out of the country, so it's not like Nicole is going to do anything to her. However, I'm sure Sophia will respond with oh, I don't have to tell your mom. I can tell your grandma Maggie since you're living with her. So it seems the blackmail is going to continue at least as long as Holly and Tate are sitting on their little secret that they have been canoodling on Smith Island. Jack and Chad notice a woman eavesdropping on them, and this is going to be Marin, aka possibly Abigail Deveraux. They are setting this up that she is a dead ringer for Abby, and she looks like she's in Poplar Bluff as well, because that's where that video was taken. This is going to be very curious, and we're going to dive much deeper into who is this woman in the following week. Andrew Donovan offers some advice to Paul Narita, who is, of course, worried about John Black and what is happening there. He's been found, but he can't remember what happened to him, and that's a big source of stress for Paul and also for Marlena. Brady is absolutely shocked when he runs into Tate Black, who's supposed to be gone to lacrosse camp up in like New England or somewhere, and yet he is in Salem. But if Brady is drunk when he runs into Tate, I don't think Tate's going to listen to a whole lot off of his dad. Friday, August 9th, Johnny and Chanel run into crazy Connie, and things are very awkward. I don't know what that's about. Connie is just something else, isn't she? Alex really wants to move past his hurt and his anger at what Teresa did to him, and his ex, Stephanie, is there for him, and she really needs his shoulder to cry on also, because she is grieving Everett's death. Stefan is tormented by guilt, and he thinks the only way to get this over with is to get the fling with Ava off his chest and come clean to Gabi, but I know Ava doesn't want him to do that. And Jada tells Paulina she feels guilty about Everett's death and everything that went down with him and Bobby. All right, let's talk about what is coming the week of the 12th through the 16th. On Monday, August 12th, we have Ava and Stefan having a talk about their little fling. I mean, it really wasn't even a fling. It was one night together, if I recall correctly. He's tormented by guilt. He wants to come clean. She's he's like, this is the worst thing. I have to work with Gabi every day. She's going to divorce you, murder me. We can't do it. We need to put this behind us, let the guilt go, and move on with our lives. And he is convinced and he agrees. But the problem is Connie knows the truth. Meanwhile, Leo Stark on Monday mistakes Hattie Adams for his therapist, Marlena Evans. And that's going to be pretty interesting and a fun little scene. Tuesday, August 13th, 2024, Xander and Sarah are so happy to finally be husband and wife again. This is what, their third wedding and second marriage. And they are very excited. They're over the moon. Life cannot get more perfect. He has forgiven his mom. They have a child. And obviously, because everything is going so well, something horrible has to happen, and it will. Meanwhile, on Tuesday, Chad is desperate to prove that this new girl is his wife, Abigail Deveraux DiMera, and he tries something drastic to restore her memory. You know, that actually is a strategy that worked for Sammy with Will Horton. If you don't remember, she blackmailed Ben Weston and had him recreate when he murdered Will to jog his memory. And it did work because remember, Will had thought he was EJ for a while, and so did Susan Banks. And there's a history of doing drastic things to restore memory. So I just wonder how far Chad will go to try and prove to her she is Abby and to come back home to him. Wednesday, August 14th, Fiona drags Brady away from the scene of a crime. These two drunks are out doing bad things and somebody gets hurt. The mystery woman who insists that her name is Marin is going to get a DNA test midweek to prove to everybody if she's Abby or not. She's very insistent that she is not. Chad and Jack believe she is, and science will prove it one way or the other. Thursday, August 15th, we are going to have Fiona in an absolute panic. She is trying to erase evidence of her crime. That crime, I've heard from my leaker, is that she and Brady are driving drunk and run over Sarah or run into Sarah. Sarah's injured. And it looks like Fiona might actually be the culprit, but she tries to convince Brady it was him. This all, and I said this the other day, this all is like a really twisted redo of when Sarah was in the car crash that killed baby Mickey. Remember, Maggie was found behind the wheel, but it was her drunk, alcoholic, now dead daughter that did the driving, did the running into, and then moved Maggie over there and left a bottle of booze to frame her. And in this case, it looks like Fiona trying to frame Brady in a very similar fashion. Kristen shows up to see Marlena. She's got her daughter Rachel with her, and she seems to be quite upset. And I wonder if she's asking Marlena, where the heck is Brady? Because he didn't show up for our daughter. Friday, August 16th, Jennifer Horton is back. She wants to know more about this mystery woman and if indeed her daughter Abby is back from the dead. And Melinda Trask tells Ava that Connie Viniski is a fraud. We'll see how all that goes. Drop your comments on what you're excited to see. Definitely click subscribe if you're not following us, and come back soon. This is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I'm here with you guys talking Days of Our Lives 7 days a week.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.